She's the one who had a blog around 10 years ago, made all sorts of harsh comments about gays, including saying she can't stand the sight of watching two men kissing. She dissed the movie Brokeback Mountain. And then when she got hired by MSNBC to be a host, somebody found her emails. And first she denied that she did them. NBC hired a forensic expert to look into see whether or not she'd been hacked. She wasn't hacked. Then she apologized. And then she withdrew the apology and then had to apologize again. So this is Joy Reid, who's always tearing into Donald Trump for Donald Trump's lack of character. Now, here's what she said about Mitch McConnell and Mitch McConnell blocking potential Supreme Court nominees.
What McConnell is doing is undemocratic. The Bible might even call
undemocratic. The Bible might even call it, hold on, don't let this slide by.
What McConnell is doing is undemocratic. The Bible might even call it wickedness in high places.
Anti-democratic wickedness in high places for trying to block Democrat Supreme Court nominees. She continues.
Evil. But what he's
did she say evil too?
What McConnell is doing is undemocratic. The Bible might even call it wickedness in high places, a.k.a. evil. But what he's also doing is glibly taunting Democrats, daring them to do something, anything. Because let's be honest, so far, Democrats have not done a thing to punish his rotten behavior. Let's not forget what happened in 2016 when McConnell refused to even schedule a hearing for Merrick Garland. Once Trump was elected, McConnell blew up the filibuster rule to confirm Federalist Judge Neil Gorsuch. McConnell called that move the crowning jewel of his time as majority leader.
Now, if you are a regular watcher of MSNBC, and I know some of you are, but you also listen to my show because you know something is wrong, I don't know where to start with what she just now said. Let me start with the end of it, where she said McConnell blew up the filibuster rule. It was blown up first by the Democrats, and McConnell warned them that they were going to regret it someday and sooner than you thought. Look it up. More importantly, she acts as if it's Republicans that started the whole process of challenging Supreme Court nominees. Now, for those of you youngins, and again, especially you youngins who've been listening to people like Joy Reid on MSNBC, listen up. In the 1900s, until 1987, only 3 nominees had been rejected. And they were rejected based upon character or ethical grounds, not on ideological grounds. I repeat, in the 1900s, none of the 3 Supreme Court nominees rejected up until 1987, which I'm going to come to in a second. None of the nominees was rejected based upon ideological grounds. They were based upon ethics, character, financial shenanigans, something like that, but not based upon ideology, because the assumption was elections matter, and when a president of Party A wins, that president is able to appoint judges consistent with that party's judicial philosophy. That was the thinking up until 1987, Joy Reid. And then in 1987, what happened? Justice Powell announced his retirement. He was perceived to be a moderate. Ronald Reagan nominated Robert Bork. Now, Robert Bork had been unanimously confirmed in 1982 to the D.C. court, unanimously confirmed. Before that, he had been U.S. Solicitor General in the Nixon and Ford administrations. The number 3 man, the DOJ, was considered a potential justice for 15 years. Was once promised a seat by Nixon, but Nixon resigned before he could fill the pledge. Joe Biden even said he would support him. Said it looks like another Antonin Scalia, who had been confirmed, get this, unanimously that year. Antonin Scalia, Joy Reid, the most conservative guy up there, was confirmed unanimously that same year. One more time, because the assumption was elections matter, you get to put your guy or gal in, and unless there's some if he's a horse thief or a tax cheat or something like that, the nominee gets in. Witness Antonin Scalia. You can't get more conservative than that. Unanimously confirmed until Robert Bork, Joy Reid, Stick around. I'll tell you what happened to Robert Bork, and that's what started all of these contentious fights. Democrats did. Where do you see what Ted Kennedy said about this man, who had been unanimously confirmed to be a D.C. appellate judge? I'm Larry Elder.